Children, we have studied motion and types of motion, and now we are going to study force and types of force. Children, if we are doing some work at that time, we observe that no object can move on its own. It requires any force, then only it can move. That means a stationary object can move when the force is applied to it. And if the moving object is there and if we want to stop that moving object, at that time we have to apply force. That means if we are driving a car and suddenly a man crosses the road and you have to apply brakes and stop the car, that moving car. For applying brakes also we have to apply force. And if I sit on my scooty and I will say, "Chal meri scooty," will it go? No, not at all. Why? Because it requires force. Only if we apply force, if we press the button of that scooty and if we accelerate it, at that time only it can move. In this way, we have seen that stationary object can move only if force is applied, and if the moving object is there, if we want to stop it, it requires force. Also, if we want to change the direction of the moving vehicle or anything, at that time we have to apply force. For example, if we want to take a turn, at that time while taking turn we have to turn the handle of the scooty. Then if we want to change the shape of an object, then also force is required. For example, you make Ganesh Murti from Shado Mati. At that time, if that clay is used, it is very useful for molding the shapes of the shadow soil. Then we can make geometrical shapes, we can make the shapes of fruits from the clay. Also, while making chapati, it's our daily example. While making chapati, what does mother do? Mother kneads the dough. Then she rolls it and then she makes chapatis. And while making chapati, she applies a muscular force, and then due to that force, the shape of that roll changes to the chapati. In this way, while changing the shape of anything, we have to apply force. For example, if you are not studying, at that time, your mother comes and slaps you very hard. At that time, what happens? After slapping, your cheeks, the shape of your cheek changes and the color of cheek also changes to red. But don't change the color of your nose. Don't be angry. Don't make it red. Because mother is telling it for you only, children. We all are always worried about you, and we all think good of you. We are your well-wishers. That's why if we are scolding you, if we are becoming angry on you, it's only for your welfare. Okay, let it be. Now we will see the types of force. We have studied the effects of force, necessity of force, and now we are going to study the muscular force, mechanical force, gravitational force, magnetic force, frictional force and electrostatic force.